Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some very exciting news about the Nintendo Switch 2. It's like we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Every day seems like a pretty big mystery of how the day is going to play out. But in today's video, we have some very exciting news. It's very promising about the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as some other leaks and rumors and updates. And yeah, let's just go and get right into this video. That's right, I am finally back in my kingdom. After 10 long days of being in an Airbnb, I still made videos every single day because I really appreciate my community and I'm there for you guys. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy myself, but it does feel good to be home and to hopefully finally figure out what the hell is going on with the Nintendo Switch 2. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. If you consider joining this community and follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep that community growing. And let's just go ahead and get right into this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, over the past 7 days, Nintendo Switch 2 news has been all over the place. We had a lot of negative news coming directly from Nintendo, stuff they kind of left out in the direct. And then once we were starting to finally get excited again, I mean, I'll be honest with you, even with all the bad news, I have never not been excited about this damn console. I don't know what that says about me, and that may be a problem to some of you guys, but I'll be honest, I really don't give a shit. I'm excited to play this console. I'm excited to buy this console. I'm not excited about the prices, but yeah, I'm going to play this console for the next decade probably, so I don't mind paying $500 or whatever for it. The games, you know, I would like them cheaper, but I'm honestly probably going to buy them as well. Besides the pricing though, we had tariffs come and then they weren't here and then they were here, and then Nintendo delayed their pre-orders, but we did get good news that the tariffs are being delayed for 90 days. So I do think pre-orders are coming next week. That's just my opinion or my theory. But the consoles, are they still in Vietnam? Are they here? What's going on, right? Well, let me show you some very exciting, promising news. So first we have this report right here, and this is coming from Bloomberg, which every time I see stuff from Bloomberg, I feel pretty good about it because it's financial stuff, business stuff. And I will say a lot of the times when they report stuff, it is pretty accurate. Bloomberg is reporting that Nintendo imported 750,000 consoles from Vietnam and the USA in February alone. I'm trying to think, what the hell is this month? I thought it was March. This month is April. So if that was just in February alone, and then March probably had a pretty good month as well before any tariffs or anything was going on, I would assume there's quite a bit of consoles in the United States right now. And these would be consoles that would not possibly be affected by tariffs. It's they're here. Nintendo could try to finagle and finesse and say, well, you know, we got to tax these ones as well, but I just don't see that happening, at least hopefully not. So then I found this graph right here, and I'm going to assume this is the Bloomberg graph or something like that, where these Nintendo Switch 2 consoles being shipped. It says Nintendo's Vietnam production, so this could be Switches, but I'm going to assume Nintendo Switch 2s, probably not back in 2024, but I would say right here, I really do think this is Switch 2s. The black right here is for the United States, and then the blue is for elsewhere. So maybe this is all Europe or something. The post at the bottom says, feels like we'll have 2.5 to 3 million consoles at launch in the US alone. Which, if that's the number, I mean, that's going to be extraordinary. I did not get a Nintendo Switch at launch, so I wasn't paying attention to all the fine details of the Switch at launch. I couldn't afford it. I'll be honest, I was a little jaded to everybody who got one. I eventually got one in 2018, but I got it used from a pawn shop. But hey, I still got the console, right? So I will be able to afford this one at launch. I'm very excited, but I don't know all the ins and outs about the Switch at launch. So I'll try to put it on the screen, how many consoles were bought, I'll say in the first month or some kind of threshold like that. And then that would be in America, I would assume, and then we'll compare that to the 2.5 to 3 million anticipated consoles being sold, or Switch 2s being sold in the United States. I gotta say, just as an outsider looking in, it does feel like the Switch 2 is going to be a way bigger launch than a Nintendo Switch. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We truly have so much news to get into today. So let's get into some news that isn't directly Switch 2 related. Don't worry, we have a bunch of Nintendo Switch 2 news and leaks coming later in the video, but I think this still pertains to the Switch 2. According to X1, Gears Collection, Silksong, Persona 4 Remake, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Minecraft Dungeons 2 will appear at the Xbox Showcase 2025. I do not know when this showcase is allegedly coming. This sounds like something that would happen in the summer. I'm assuming June, because June just seems like a month this will happen. If all of this does show up, all of these games, and I truly mean every single one of them, will also show up on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I think Xbox was waiting for their next big event to announce stuff going to the Nintendo Switch 2. I did find it odd that they were not at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, especially when we know that they said games are going to the Nintendo Switch 2. I really just expected them to be there showing off like Starfield, maybe Halo, Forza, stuff like that. All of these games I'm going to assume are going to the Nintendo Switch 2, and I just wanted to say my little theory quickly. So now we have an update for some Nintendo Switch 2 features, I guess, that have been confusing quite a bunch of people. And when I say a bunch of people, I really mean myself. I was like, wait, how does this work? Oh wait, this is normal? No, this isn't normal? Yeah guys, I understand it, I'm just not saying anything. I'll be honest, I really didn't understand much. And what I'm talking about is a Switch 2 cartridge like situation going on. There are 64 gigabyte cartridges this time around, and that can fit a lot of stuff on it. For example, Cyberpunk and the DLC are going to be on one cartridge, no download required, which is absolutely amazing. But then you have smaller games, like I think the Bravely Default Remaster is only 11 gigabytes, and then that has like that new game key card, I think that's what it's called, where it's a digital download but a physical cartridge. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the same thing that PS5 and Xbox have been doing, but now Nintendo is kind of picking up that same trend or technology or whatever you want to call it. So I have been pretty confused about how all this works and what's the reasoning going on here. Switch 2 cartridges allegedly only offer a very small cartridge size or an expensive 64 gigabyte cartridge, and this may explain the prominence of game key cards. Essentially, the existence of game key cards may be owed to Nintendo offering far more limited options for publishers on the Switch 2 when it comes to physical releases. Nintendo's only offering a very small cartridge and the full-on 64 gigabyte cartridge with very little in between. So you either have the very small cartridge, which I don't really know how much gigabytes are on that, and then you have the big 64 gigabyte cartridge. So no middle ground right there, which is strange. Allegedly, it costs around $16 to produce Switch 2 64 gigabyte cartridges, incentivizing third-party publishers to favor game key cards. So essentially, it looks like a lot of third-party publishers will be using these game key cards, but Nintendo themselves will be using physical game cartridges. And this is really confusing, like how does all this work? For example, I have this right here. This is Assassin's Creed, and as you can see right here, full game download. So when I would open this, there was nothing in it. It was just a code, right? What these game key cards are is there is a physical cartridge in here, but you still have to do a download. So it's like you put in the cartridge and then you download the game that way. And as far as I can tell, the only real difference is you can still resell this, right? You can resell this cartridge and then the next person will download it that way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something that's making me very excited about the Switch 2. Like, really excited, because our community is coming together to fight scalpers, which is amazing. If you see scalpers, report them, try to get their pages taken down, do whatever you can. If they're like meeting in person, tell them you'll meet them an hour away and have them drive over there and waste their gas and don't show up, and just keep doing that because that's really funny and really awesome. So I just want to show you what's going on. Wherever you can buy the Switch 2, there are scalpers. eBay's taking this really serious and everybody's mass reporting them, and all the scalpers are actually getting taken down. So as you can see right here, this person is like mass reporting scalpers, and yeah, they're just saying like, hey, this is a scalper, blah, 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 and eBay's really taking them down. Here's another person right here. They've gotten 20 Switch 2 pre-order listings removed off of eBay. And this is just one person. So if you have some free time, go on eBay, go on Mercari, go on Whatnot. What's the other one? OfferUp. Maybe even Facebook Marketplace. I don't really know. Wherever you can find scalpers, go on there and mass report them. Let these guys know we're not doing it this time. If you see scalpers on there, don't buy it. Like, I have a good feeling the Switch 2 is going to be more readily available. We have Nintendo doing pre-orders, GameStop, Best Buy. Everybody seems to be doing this weird queue system where it's almost like a lottery. Like if 10 people sign up, it might not go 1 through 10. This person might get number 3, this person might get 17, this person might get 5. And then other retailers are doing 1 per household. That's it. So even if you have like 8 people in your household, too bad. There's only 1 per household. I don't know how they fight that, maybe with IP addresses or something, but that's fine. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. I am very tired. This video might have been all over the place. I just got off an airplane. I've been cleaning up, unpacking, and I didn't know if I was going to make a video because it is 10 o'clock at night right now. And I still have to edit this and make a thumbnail. And this will probably take me until 2 a.m. And I'm extremely tired, but I thought, I got to do this. My community needs to have the quality back, and it just feels good to be home. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. If you made it to this part of the video, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the community growing. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.